Welcome to Mueller time.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How's it going, man?
I am doing great. What do you mean just okay? Today was such a great day.
We just won the House.
Yes, we did.
It's I didn't think I'd be at a loss for words, but I almost kind of am.
Well, I'm not tonight.
I really wanted to open this podcast just by laughing, but I'm not going to do that. I'll do that later.
Well, we're going to be laughing before the end of this podcast. Okay, look, here, you want to laugh? Just think about how Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi is going to frustrate the hell out of POTUS pussy grabber.
First of all, at some point we have to sit down and record this, but there's a lot of developments by tomorrow morning. There's going to be a lot more.
Yeah.
But as of this recording, we've taken obviously enough seats to win. They say it could be more than 30. And I just want to be clear. This is before we get into the dialogue part of this.
Yes.
This is a total and complete 100% win.
It is. And I have some friends on Facebook that are being really good about, let's point out all the positivity in what happened in the election today. Yeah, the Senate is still going to be controlled by the Republicans. But so what? The Republicans basically lost because they did not win the House.
That's right.
Trump does not have full control over our entire government anymore. And that's the only way that he was able to do what he has done for the past 2 years.
It's a total win. There's no loss. I don't even want to hear about the Senate is not a loss because we didn't have it. Mm-hmm. So they didn't win anything. Even if they win a couple more seats, you can't win something you already have.
Correct. Now, think about this for a moment, though. We didn't lose the House.
Correct.
Can you imagine if the House was lost? And what tomorrow would bring? That would bring the worst fears that we can imagine. And that didn't happen.
That brings me to the strategy. And if I was working communications or just strategizing, this is what I tell them. Here, this is the strategy. Fuck you. That's seriously, that's the strategy. I hope the Democrats, I caught Tom Perez's speech and I caught Nancy Pelosi's speech. Mm-hmm. And I really hope that they take that to heart.
Yeah.
The strategy is fuck you.
Yeah.
I mean, and I respect they were doing the whole slightly civility thing, and that's cool. But that's the strategy. Because tomorrow, you know what the Republicans are going to do. It's time for bipartisanship. They're going to do it tomorrow.
Yes. Mueller might do something tomorrow.
We'll get to that. Now, listen, if you guys listen to this show, you need to keep an eye on your reps because that's the Republican strategy. Starting tomorrow, hey, we got to work together. So we have to keep an eye on these people and make sure they understand that we only work together when we're getting something out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? I didn't really think about how the Republicans are going to react tomorrow. And you're absolutely right. They're going to be so hypocritical, and then they're going to criticize the Democrats then for not being or not working as in bipartisanship.
The strategy from here on is fuck you.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's a movie quote I'm forgetting right now. But yes, that's it.
Look, with all of the nonsense and shenanigans that McConnell has pulled,
right? Oh,
I can't wait to see Nancy Pelosi's retaliation over the next 2 years.
Our Congressman Adam Schiff is now head of the Intelligence Committee. Yeah.
Now did the House Intelligence Committee, didn't they close their bullshit investigation?
It just reopened.
Yeah.
It just reopened.
Does Devin Nunes still have a seat? Devin Nunes, was he up for re-election today? Do we know what happened with him?
He was running against this guy, Andrew Jans. I actually haven't seen the results of that one.
Look, it's California.
Most likely Nunes pulled that off. I'll look into that.
Mm-hmm. But now he's got to answer to Schiff on the House Intelligence Committee. Does he even still keep his seat on the Intelligence Committee, even if he wins his election?
Yeah. He keeps his seat. He's an interesting...
Well, someone has to lose seats, though, because the balance right now, the Republicans are the majority on the House Intelligence Committee. Well, that's not going to be the case come January. So who loses a spot on that committee?
Yeah, I haven't... because there's like 430-something races. It's hard to keep track of all of them.
Well, I would like to fantasize about Adam Schiff just publicly firing Devin Nunes from the House Intelligence Committee. Will he have the power to do that?
My attitude is tonight's just a huge victory. I'm not super worried about the nuance of that kind of thing. You can't fire someone, I don't think, from a committee.
Okay, yes, you're correct. Now, it's probably not going to be the Democrats' decision on which Republicans lose the seats. But how does that work then, now that the the Democrats are in power in the Senate, in the House. They're going to have the majority on the House Intelligence Committee. So how did they decide who loses a seat?
Yeah, that kind of inner working parliamentary thing, that's not really my area of expertise.
Yeah, and then the rules change every time they need to be changed by whoever wants to change them. That's in power.
I also don't care because it's not really, it's just, honestly, it's not really relevant. We won the House.
Look, I'm really excited about Chairman Schiff.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and Nunes, you know, he's been acting like this weirdo ever since and flying across the world.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about why he's been acting so crazy. And then, you know, of course, I remembered that he was on the transition team. And there's only one explanation. He's on these wiretaps too, probably.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. He's a full-on Russian asset.
There's no other explanation for why the guy looks, every time you see him, he looks like he's going to
Oh, absolutely.
He looks very upset. Right? So, yeah, Schiff takes the reins tomorrow. And this is investigations for the next 2 years and longer. Every day. There's going to be investigations that you didn't even know about. Remember Scott Pruitt? You forgot about that.
Yeah, no, we've discussed that in previous weeks on how these scandals just vanish after a couple news cycles.
Remember when he fired all those ambassadors and they didn't even get to they just had to ship out and all this stuff. Remember the U.S. attorneys? He was asking for loyalty pledges. Yeah, this is welcome to the investigation time.
Wow.
It's going to be awesome.
What a day today, man.
So great.
Dude, I've been fearing this day for 2 years.
And and when you see your Republican friends, now I want to just extend another strategy. When you see your Republican friends, fuck you. That's the response too. Fuck you.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You voted for the Nazis. I'm going to rub your face in it.
Yeah.
And I'm serious. You get online.
You know what? You're absolutely right about that. Fuck them.
You get online or you tell your friends and you demoralize them. I'm totally serious about this. Look, I'm all for bipartisanship with people who want to listen.
Yeah.
Centrists.
Yeah.
Independents. But the Trump people in your life,
none.
You go tell them to fuck off.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They can go cry in their mug.
Eric, I have not been in such a good mood. Anytime we've done this podcast, this is the first time I've come into the studio and felt so happy.
That's why you're doing so much better right now. See, you're reaching a new height.
Yeah,
because you've embraced the positivity.
Yes,
you'll be writing a self-help book about that. By the way, we'd like to acknowledge our listeners who kicked us into the. I say kicked. You put us in the iTunes top 20.
We made the top 20 of the iTunes News and Politics podcast. Thank you to everyone in our audience.
Thank you. We were sitting right between Something I Forget and Pod Save America.
Yeah.
Now, Crooked Media, I've hit you guys up 5 times. Can you please just answer my email that we'd like to work together, even if it's just a rejection? Yeah. I mean, we're sitting right next to you. That's got to be worth something, right?
Man, top 20. We're above Bill Maher. We're above Sean Hannity. Look, I've been pulling up the iTunes chart since we charted, and I just love seeing all the Fox News podcasts below ours.
That was amazing.
It's crazy.
I actually, I hit up my a friend who works at Bill Maher, who's a writer there. I sent him the screenshot. I said, "Don't tell Bill." Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, and then we got called out by some NRA dude.
Who we did?
Dan Bongino.
Oh yeah. So this character, no, this was amazing. Like,
this is wonderful.
Only like a right winger would do this. Like, he gave us free press.
Totally.
Dan, is that how you say his name?
I think it's Dan Bongino. Yeah, he is on CRTV, which is an online conservative news thing you have to subscribe to, and I think they do fairly well for themselves. And he is an ex-Secret Service agent. I believe he worked under Bush. I don't know which Bush. And he does a podcast that is somehow branded NRA TV. He's that guy. And the iTunes charts, they fluctuate. You're any one of the podcasts can move at any time of the day. It's not like the old Billboard charts where it comes out once a week and your record is at number 1 for a whole week. We were at number 16. We fall down to 24. We go back up to 15. Well, we didn't get to 15. Okay, so at one point, Dan Bongino leapfrogged us by 1 spot. And he tweeted it. What did he say? What was the term he used?
I forget. He's like, we just passed Mueller time, and that just popped up in my feed, and I was like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
He was a Secret Service agent under Obama and Bush.
Oh, he was under Obama. Okay.
And I guess he was, by all accounts, capable. He caught a lot of flack though for when he decided to become like a public figure, using his time there, saying that he was privy to a lot of information. Like he said, like, you don't know what's going on with these Democrats, and other Secret Service like supervisors were like, we don't sit on those meetings. Like he just seemed like an idiot. And now that's pretty much what he is, I guess.
Well, look, I mean, he's working for CRTV and NRA TV. Come on.
And then a lot of his
facts are not necessarily needed.
A lot of his cranially challenged followers started messaging. They started messaging me. One guy was like, hey, you moron. He's like, don't you know that, what are you going to do with your show's name, Mueller Time, once Mueller's done? And I was like, keep doing the show?
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like too easy.
Well, look, there will be a time when Mueller Time is a dated name. That doesn't mean we're not going to podcast.
It's a brand, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, if you notice this show, we haven't mentioned Mueller once. Tonight is about that we kicked their ass.
Yes.
We took the power back. And let me say this now. I'll be saying this a lot. It's a bold thing, but it's true. This presidency is over.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's over. I'm not saying he's not still in a clear and present danger to this country, but it's over. Mm-hmm. You heard it here, not first, but you know it.
Well, look, we don't know yet what Trump is. He's gonna retaliate somehow tomorrow. I don't know what. We haven't seen the first tweet from him yet.
Well, I saw the first one. It said congrats on. He tried to do like this is a big victory. But in a couple hours, it's going to start to really sink in. Mm-hmm. He's going to wake up and he's going to eat a Big Mac and then he'll tweet something.
Oh, no, dude. He's going to be loaded on Ambien tonight. He's going to be Ambien tweeting.
Yeah, or he could be on that weight loss drug that's an amphetamine that he abused in the 80s that they never mentioned.
All right, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, he's...
Oh, no, that was Spy Magazine's story back in the early 90s, yeah.
And here's the best part. The House Democrats basically have already requested the tax returns.
That was a banner on MSNBC earlier this evening.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's how the Republicans do it. They won, and 3 seconds later, they're requesting the tax returns.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. I don't even want to hear anything about bipartisanship.
No, there's no. It is not deserved.
Unless it's like if it's something legit, yeah, I get it, of course. But with these people,
no. When they call for bipartisanship, it's not really bipartisanship that they want. They just want what they've always wanted, and they're asking for a favor.
So, like Elijah,
it's not bipartisanship; it's a favor from the political party in power, and they're not going to get it.
No, when the bully asks you to like do his homework, you don't. Yeah. You don't do it. You fight the bully. Mm-hmm. So Elijah Cummings will get the tax returns because he's like the head of that committee. He could probably, there's no excuse. He could have them by tomorrow morning. It's all there. Wow. You just have to get it, right?
Okay, yeah. That's too good to be true. Come on.
Yeah.
We're not going to wake up in the morning to that.
Well, no, I mean, he could have them by tomorrow, but this will take months. Well, they don't take power until January.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure when they can begin this whole process.
Well, you're right. The process won't officially start until January 21st, or what would the third Wednesday of January be?
I'm just thinking, imagine the sleep that these Republicans are going to get tonight.
But look, we're going to be hearing everything that they want and everything they're going to do until January.
These motherfuckers are done. Like I said, it's presidents. I know. Laugh, dude. I wanted to open this podcast by laughing, but I couldn't.
Come on, just let it out. Come on, just do it.
I will be going. I'm going to go out a little later, and if I do run into any Trump supporters, I will do a lot of laughing.
Okay.
I've earned that.
Hey, don't get yourself in too much trouble.
I'll be fine.
All right.
I've earned that.
Yes, you have. We all have.
The Nazis in the streets, Charlottesville, the synagogue. Oh. Yeah, I'll be doing a little laughing.
All the Nazi sympathizers. Yeah, screw you guys.
Yeah, they were already getting all butthurt on the Mueller Time podcast Twitter feed. Some guy was like, "Oh, this is how you're going to play it." I didn't even write back. I was like, "I don't have time."
I haven't looked at those yet. I might have to go get in on some of that.
Yeah. Now, to get to Mr. Mueller, there's a great chance that by the time you hear this, something is already going to be popping off.
Well, look, I when I walked up here, I said, why don't we leave the TV on mute?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't wait to find out what we've missed while we were recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my prediction, Mr. Mueller is definitely going to drop something this week. I know it because there's no reason to not.
There's no,
I'm not saying it's going to be tomorrow.
Who's getting indicted next? Do you think it's Roger Stone? What about Junior?
So it's really hard to say.
Yeah.
We only know what we read. Mm-hmm. Roger Stone Jr. Man, I really don't know, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. Roger Stone is the focus of every news story. Mm-hmm. So I think we can be safe that, we know Roger Stone is getting indicted.
Yeah.
There was a story, which I know you saw, that I believe it was in Politico, that there's been a lot of behind the scenes fighting about Mueller trying to get a grand jury witness.
Yes.
And I know you saw it.
Yeah, no, and Rachel Maddow reported that.
Right.
Yeah.
And everyone thinks that it's Trump.
Yeah, no, Trump possibly has already been indicted, but we don't know it yet.
Yeah, indicted. I'm sorry, that's what I meant. But the truth is, the article didn't say it. Really could have been Don Jr.
Okay.
All it is, we know it's a major player.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
That this piece in Politico, has it been linked on our Facebook or on our Twitter? It should be.
I
if
put
it's
it
not.
up.
Okay, good. The investigative journalists in this situation just did just the heavy digging that a journalist has to do. And from what they could tell, there are no names that can be confirmed. But from what they dug up, someone big has already gone down, and we just don't know it yet.
Also, what made that piece so great was that's like real reporting.
Yeah.
That guy just sat there in this office, this clerk's office at the court for hours, and he just learned the comings and goings, and he learned who everybody was. And that's how he was able to figure out that something big was going down. Yeah. I mean, that's real reporting.
That's journalism. That's why we have that enshrined in the Constitution.
Right.
And that is the most boring and tedious thing that you could do as a journalist. But then when you do that and get that story, holy shit.
Right. That's investigative work at its best.
Yeah.
I'll be very...
that's beyond work, though. I mean, what that man is doing is patriotic.
It is patriotic.
That is just as important as any soldier that's fought in any war.
It's absolutely. It's boring, it's like these reporters who go to the White House and these high profile ones you see on TV. That whatever, that has its place, but then that's reporting.
Yeah.
What that guy did.
Yeah, look, that reporter is not a star. We don't even know his name. I can't recall it right now.
I can't remember it right now.
But that's more important than almost anything we've seen any of CNN or MSNBC's stars do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No disrespect to
no
my heroes like Katie Tur and Hallie Jackson.
I'm gonna create a drinking game where every time you say Rachel Maddow, you're gonna not do a shot because that'll just ruin the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would ruin the show.
But we'll do it after the show. So yeah, I'll be going out tonight and looking for some Trump supporters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you want to?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, you want some payback?
No, I don't look for these people. They're not. There's barely any around here.
Well, we know where one is around here.
Yeah, right. No, I got my payback, and there's going to be a lot more of it.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be rubbing it in their faces online and whatever. But yeah,
I have my one coworker who is the Trump supporter, and he's such a nice guy. I can't be mean to him. But we have really good banter about our political differences. And I was kind of letting him have it a little bit on a text message earlier this evening.
It's not just about having fun. It's a strategy. Like I said, you want to. I'm not talking about the independents. The 20 or 30% of these Trump supporters who literally are Nazis. You want to demoralize them to the point where they go back in that hole, where they know that this is not acceptable. Yeah. It's not socially acceptable. So one way. That's why I started this podcast with you. This is one way to get my voice out there. And to mock them. We got the the best review that I've ever gotten, and I wish I knew who wrote it. I actually think I have an idea, because maybe, but we have a lot of reviews. He said, your show is it's the left's answer to conservative hate radio. And I said, that's exactly what I want to do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, that's a high compliment.
My goal is when one of these Trump supporters, if they accidentally turn this on and they're in their car at night, they hear it and they're pissed and they turn it off. And they're angry about it, or maybe they leave it on.
Well, look, we've had that. You've seen the comments.
Right.
You're talking about them right now. So that's happened.
Right.
Yeah.
And then as time goes by, as we keep doing this, maybe the tone will change or whatever. But right now, it's about the Nazis, getting them out of the street.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, their Nazi pride needs to stop. They need to put the hoods back on and just go away.
Right. It's time to go back in your hole where you came from. Enough with the fucking all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's over. You know. Yeah, the New York Times had some more, like, you know, of course they can't help themselves, so they keep having articles on these rallies. You know, they all do it.
Yeah.
This is so great. So they have yet another Trump rally article, and of course they interviewed this woman. Did you see that with the fur coat?
No, I didn't see this one.
So, you know, they go to these rallies and everyone, it's like Nazi cosplay. You know, right? So they find that this woman's wearing this fur coat and she's got this whole get up. So they interview her and, you know, this is so-and-so. And some internet person just decided to Google the name. It was Rachel something in Montana. So it turns out this woman is a grifter.
Okay. Yeah.
She's she got a criminal record for bilking. Her thing is she bilks old men by telling them she loves them out of their money.
Oh, wow.
Right.
So she's targeted like the rich Republican types.
That's why our favorite Twitter user, R. Schooley, said, "Hey, this is like fertile hunting ground. Where do you go to find stupid old men?"
Wait, are you telling me she spoke at a Trump rally?
No, she just attended it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you just go there and, you know, maybe meet some guys or whatever.
Oh, that's where she does her. She's a predator at the Trump rallies.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know, some of them kind of deserve to get duped, even though what she's doing is kind of a bad thing.
Yeah. I could do without any more articles about the Trump rallies.
Okay. Did you hear about how Sean Hannity and Judge Jeanine spoke at a Trump rally the other day? That's really breaking journalism ethics. I mean, I'm being very generous referring to the two of them as journalists, but technically they are.
Well, the best part is, I don't know if you know this, but Fox News didn't cover most of that.
No, Fox has not been covering Trump rallies lately. And, you know, they used to run them all, every single one of them, beginning to end. And that stopped a few weeks ago. Now, this past weekend, when there were dueling Trump and Obama rallies in different cities in you know, the last weekend of the campaign, I was very surprised that the Trump rally was not on Fox. I kept switching over to Fox, and even that one, like the biggest one of the campaign, they didn't cover it.
Well, Hollywood is the same way, and Trump is going to learn that the hard way. You can be the biggest star in the world, but once you lose that thing, you're out the door. Ask anyone. Ask Orson Welles. Ask pick the movie star. Yeah, everybody has their time, and then you know, someday you'll walk back where his rallies were. It'll just be this empty fairground with dust blowing around. It's a not so subtle metaphor for his whole his whole thing. Wow. Yeah.
I'm so excited for the future. I haven't been excited for the future for 2 years.
Welcome to the investigation phase of this. And by the way, we can walk and chew gum at the same time. People are like, "Oh, you know, what do you?" No, we can do both. Yeah. We can help the country and open up 9,000 investigations. We can absolutely do that. Yeah. People in Congress are very smart people. They're accomplished. I mean, on our side. Yeah. They have a few people, but
okay. So, what roadblocks can Trump now try to set? Because he will break rules.
Well, what he has is he's got when you have that presidential pulpit, you know, you have that. You say I'm making a speech, every network goes on. So you got that, and then you got the fear thing. I don't know if he'll mention the caravan thing again, because it's like...
Well, there's no need to now. The election's over.
He can turn up the heat on, obviously, with Mueller and with Sessions, and they say there's going to be a lot of firings. So, yeah, he can definitely...
Oh, yeah, Rachel Maddow. Let's take a shot again. She was reporting last week about how now I'm forgetting the name. There was someone already in place to replace Rod Rosenstein, and he has connections to Trump that make it completely unethical.
His name is Noah Francisco.
See, that's why you're the man here. You know these things.
I am the man. That's why I'm the co-host of Mueller Time. No, yeah, Noah Francisco. Do you know what the conflict of interest is? I was just asking. Like,
Rachel told me, and I forgot.
Oh, she told you personally?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, so get this. So this Noel Francisco character, he's the partner at a law firm which is representing Trump's campaign in the Russia probe.
Oh, that's right.
He's not even just a lawyer there. He's a partner Partner is when you own the fucking firm, basically. So he somehow gets this ethics waiver. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and they hid the fact that he got an ethics waiver.
Right.
It was not on the actual list of ethics waivers.
Because it's totally on the up and up. That's why they kept it a secret.
Yeah, the fox guarding the hen house.
Right. So yeah, no, look, there's some dangers ahead. But the great news is whatever they do, we have the House.
Yeah.
We can open up investigations, subpoena everybody. If they don't show up, they go to jail.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like two trains running on a parallel track. There's Mueller, and then there's the, Congress. And so if there's a problem with one, we have the other, which we didn't have before. Before, all we had was Mueller.
Yeah. Hey, okay, I have a question here. Now that Trump does not have control of all branches of our government, what does Putin think of Trump now?
Well, I gotta tell you, this whole day, what I was most concerned about in the days leading up to this, as I told you, I wasn't concerned about getting the votes to win. What I was very concerned about today was a cyber attack or because the Russians have been, there's a little debate over this, but at least outwardly, they've been fairly quiet. Some cyber people say that they haven't been quiet, but from what I see, we study this pretty closely.
Well, look, we lived through 2016, so anything that's not as loud as 2016 is going to seem quiet.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I've been trying to figure that out. And then someone said to me, maybe he's slowly outliving his usefulness.
Well, exactly. And that gets back to my point. Now that he does not control all three branches of the government, what good is he to Putin now?
Here's the thing. He may have given him secrets and things we don't know about. We know about a few, but he hasn't stopped sanctions. Yeah. I'm really mixed on his usefulness to them. He's done a great job destabilizing the world and stuff that Putin wants. But what by all accounts, what really bugged Putin was the sanctions on the sanctions on the oligarchs and the Magnitsky Act. That's what's driving him crazy. He has not. Trump. I can't figure out why he hasn't been able to. I guess Congress, from what I've read, Congress has a little more power in that area. But I've got to be honest. I don't understand why.
Well, and now that there's no hope for that.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, not only that, we're going to Magnitsky fucking Saudi Arabia for what they did to that journalist.
Oh, that's right.
Absolutely.
They're next.
Oh, no.
They're on top of it.
Investigations every day.
Yeah.
They're going to be staffing up. Hey, I would love to take a job working with one of these congressional committees or something. Imagine working on this stuff as a staffer.
Yeah.
By the way, I sent our podcast to Mueller.
Did you?
No, I'm serious.
How do you send something to Mueller?
The special counsel has an email.
Okay.
Because I was watching a news story.
Wow.
And I was like, I know they're not going to listen, but
Hey, just get their link in their email box, yeah.
But they read every email because of this news story. I knew it. So I spent some time composing a nice email thanking them for their work. I said, I know you're not going to write back, nor are you going to listen to this probably, but here's this show.
Wow.
You may enjoy it.
That's a very patriotic thing to do.
And I said, if you don't enjoy it, you can go ahead and contact Chris Carey.
Hey, come on.
No.
Yeah, I don't need to be investigated.
No.
I'm kidding.
They'd probably get a promotion or something.
Okay.
No, that was Randy Credico's radio show. So yeah, I hope you guys are celebrating right now.
Oh wow, well, we're gonna have a good 2 years.
Don't get me wrong, we have a lot farther to go. But one thing Democrats have a lot of trouble with is owning and celebrating a win. That's what I want to see tomorrow. Not just from like regular people, but from the Democrats.
All right.
You know how when Republicans win, they don't even win and they act like they win.
Oh, yeah.
Like I remember when Bush, I think when they took the House back during Bush, and he was like, it was like walking around like he won the fucking Powerball or whatever. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, Trump's going to try to spin it as a win in some way because they did win the Senate, which was it was a long shot for the Democrats to win the Senate as it is.
But they didn't win it, right? Because they had it.
Correct. They regained control.
They kept control. Right?
Kept control.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Regained. Excuse me. Yeah, they kept control. So you're right. He didn't win anything. They lost the House.
Right.
Trump lost. He's going to spin it. But we'll see how that works. Yeah. Man, I might watch Fox News tomorrow. That's going to be fun.
Well, what they're going to do is, because I've seen enough Fox, they're going to air stories that are irrelevant. Like they'll have Jesse Waters go out in the street and make fun of Asian people or something. Like they'll do that thing. which is actually something he really did, which is pathetic and racist. Or more likely what they'll do is they'll go back to the old playbook. Remember that by nature, Republicans are losers and what I call injustice collectors. They gather bad things that have happened. So when they won all the houses, sorry, I'm not trying to ramble too much, but they've been in a foreign type of scenario because they're not, they actually, I believe psychologically don't want to be in power. You've seen how they acted. They controlled the whole government and they acted like losers.
Well, whenever I'm commenting online on like Ben Shapiro's websites, I like to refer to him and his people as victim envy. They suffer from victim envy.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly what you just described.
So
that's the only way that they know how to act in politics.
So now they're going to go back to like the Benghazi type of stuff, which they've already been doing, really.
Yeah.
So I guess they'll just keep going on the track they're on.
What kind of sham are they going to try to pull on Adam Schiff? They're going to try to find a way to take him down with some nonsense.
They're done. I mean, I don't even know if they're going to have time for that because they're going to be so scrambling to stop the what's coming.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's coming? Trump's going to say it was all rigged. That's coming tomorrow.
But it doesn't matter.
No.
I mean,
well, no, that's what he's going to try.
He'll try a lot of stuff, but it's over. It's over. I mean,
look, the fear of the past 2 years is over, and do you know how good that feels? Yes, you obviously do.
Yeah, but I was never like, this stuff has never made me afraid. It's just made me mad.
Okay, I have feared everything being lost again in the 2018 midterms.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been fearing that every day for 2 years now.
I never, even the day after the election, I'm not.
Well, can you imagine what tomorrow would be like if Trump still had control of all three branches of the government?
All I know is I'd be here. We'd do this show. I mean,
we wouldn't be happy like we are tonight.
No, I'd be fine.
Oh,
I'd
come
be fine.
on. All right.
You gotta, find that inner thing where outside influences as much as possible. You know, you gotta just, the steadiness. That's the key, I think. If I was your self-help guide.
Well, thank you, Dr. Eric.
Now, not that I wasn't nervous about the results tonight, because I did think there was going to be some kind of cyber attack.
Yeah. So yeah, you had just as much fear as I did.
Not fear.
Oh, just admit it. Come on.
I was nervous about the results, but I knew that no matter what happened, as on 2016, that I'd get up the next day and I'd be alive, and I'd go about my business. And I mean, if it means fighting these people, then that's fine.
Yeah.
I would like them to be out of power so we could go do other things, but on the other hand, we came up with this show because of them. So hey, that's a positive thing.
There's a certain branch of the government that might be out of power sooner than they're supposed to be.
Who's that? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. My prediction on Trump has been Christmas, and now we just took a giant step towards that, him being out of power. I believe that he will be impeached and then will resign before his empire is taken by the federal government and padlocked and shuttered by the sheriffs and then sold off.
Oh, wow. I can't wait.
Right. You know, there was a article, I think in ProPublica, which really went into the business corruption. It was like 3 weeks ago.
Right.
It was very interesting. It was about the whole family, not just Trump. And it really had a lot on Ivanka and how each of them is part of they're a crime family.
Yeah.
And each of them has like a role as in these family. And Ivanka's thing, it was interesting. Ivanka's thing is when they're dealing with a building, she constantly overstates, which is fraud, the number of units sold. Oh. They send her in there kind of like a closer. 90% of the building is sold when only 20% is sold. And it occurred to me that Trump, he probably taught them this stuff.
Well, Chris Hayes did a montage of this just a few weeks ago on MSNBC, where Trump, when he's giving his speeches, and if he has to give a number, when he needs to repeat the number is always higher.
Right.
No matter what the statistic is, and he's pulling the number out of his ass.
Right.
And then that number gets higher. That bullshit number gets higher every time he does it. And that's exactly what you just described with Ivanka and saying how many units they've sold in their condos.
Yeah, it's fraud. You can't do that. You can't just exaggerate that kind of thing.
They're no longer above the law. That's over. Those days are done.
They also like are constantly lying about their involvement in these projects. Like sometimes they don't have any involvement; it's just their name. But other times they are involved, and they're always. And again, you can't. I'm not like a real estate lawyer, but you can't do that stuff.
No, I mean, no, because a lot of these buildings that around the world that are Trump branded buildings are just that. It's just Trump's name on it. Trump, right. The Trump organization did not build the building. The builder licensed the name just to put on the building. Yet when Trump will make it sound like he owns and built that building.
And the point of this article was that the Trump organization actually has many different kinds of businesses, right? They've done buildings. They've had a fake university, but they've had like casinos. But they all have one thing in common: fraud. That's what they do. Yeah. Even though
that's why every one of these businesses, like Trump's goofed on for all of his businesses failing. But from what you're describing, they really didn't fail because he didn't mean for these businesses to be successful businesses. He got what he needed to get out of them via fraud.
You're 100%.
So yeah, he's successful as a fraudster.
And he gets paid every time because they take their money off the top. Yeah. Kind of like a producer in Hollywood. And it's just amazing that they've been able to get away with it.
Yeah, Trump's never actually really risked his own money, has he?
I mean, no, because the money that if he did put in his own money, it was his father's money.
It was his father's money, and then it was Russia's money.
So yeah, as we speak, the House is still flipping seats. I'm sure after this, I'll turn on the TV.
Oh, I can't wait to hear what the final total is.
Because California, where we live, is still coming in. And I mean, there was, oh, by the way, talk about the hugest, maybe news of the night other than that. Did you see Florida? Not the elections, but one of those ballots that passed?
No, what law?
Every felon who served their time can now vote again.
Oh, I did hear that one, yes.
1.4 million. Most of whom are probably going to vote Democrats because they know about the assholes who stuck them in prison are generally Republican.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
1.4 million Floridians. They're going to have 1.4 million new voters in 2020, you're saying?
Yes, exactly. Pretty amazing.
Yeah. For a state that can decide the presidency by less than a couple hundred votes, that's a big freaking deal.
Yeah, I don't even know why that's legal in the first place to take away someone's voting rights. I've been meaning to really look into that or ask someone.
Yeah. And now these are fairly well trumped up felonies on many of these ex-cons. You know, it's not like they're all murderers. They might be like 3-time pot smokers.
It could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Florida. And if you want to get it, I still don't get this. So you serve your time and you want to get it back, then you have to go in front of this commission. It's crazy. It meets 2 times a year, and they don't even have the manpower. So basically, you probably don't even get a shot. It's totally insane that was ever even allowed.
Yeah.
So that was pretty amazing.
Rick Scott, governor of Florida, did he win or lose?
As of this recording, I didn't get a chance to check, but
yeah, we got it. We'll know that.
Oh, you mean
he was up for re-election, right?
He was doing the Senate. He was going for Senate against Bill Nelson.
See, this is why I need to have my iPhone on sometimes.
No, it was close. No, the DeSantis.
I got the state right.
DeSantis won
right.
the.
DeSantis won.
Well, it's confusing because he was the governor. So it looks like DeSantis eked that one out, which probably wouldn't have happened if they didn't steal a couple thousand votes or whatever they do. I'm not sure what happened with Scott. I'm guessing he probably pulled that off.
Well, we can let's talk the late results on our next podcast.
Scott is he's an interesting character. You know, he committed the largest healthcare fraud in American history.
Of course.
He was CEO of a company that committed the. Let me repeat that. He was CEO of the company that committed the largest fraud in American history. Somehow he got away with it.
Yeah. How do these fraudsters get rewarded with big government gigs? Yeah. How does I don't understand that.
Yeah. Probably. I assume paid someone off. I'm not.
Well, you could pay someone off, but you still need to get the votes.
I'm going to be laughing so hard tomorrow. I'm going to be laughing so hard tomorrow.
Man. If I didn't have to work in the morning, I might follow you around town tonight to see what kind of shenanigans you get up to.
Oh, I have to work tomorrow. I'm working the same time you do it. But like I said, you have to celebrate these things.
Yeah.
And I am going to go out and celebrate at least, have one drink or something.
All right.
Celebrate the podcast. So as of when I turned the TV off, we had I don't know 28, 29. We'd picked up far more seats than was necessary, and they're still rolling in.
They didn't get past a filibuster-proof number of seats, did they?
If we're there yet, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know what that number is off the top of my head.
That's okay. All we need is a majority, which we got.
Look, all we need is Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi again.
Yeah.
Trump is going to just lose his shit over her. He's not going to be able to handle a woman bossing him around.
I just really hope, I appreciate her contributions and Schumer, but I really hope that they think about the strategy that brought us here and maybe take a different tactic. I'm a little concerned about that, but I know that she's been very effective. But you got to fight this guy. Yeah. We can't.
Oh, she's going to fight him.
Yeah, but there's fighting, and then there's fighting, and then there's fighting.
All right, look, I have hope tonight. We're in a great mood. We won. I think Nancy Pelosi we're going to see a different Nancy Pelosi.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Look, she's been through the same 2 years as us, and she's been right there in the thick of it. I think she's going to be ruthless as the Speaker of the House once again.
I hope so.
Yeah.
They need to, but they really need to roll. They need to work on the selling thing, the TV thing. So that's just what I hope. The Hollywood thing, the thing that the Republicans do,
all right.
Lying on TV.
Don't encourage them to do that.
They need to sell their message.
Okay.
It's like Obamacare. He got like millions of people health insurance, but they didn't sell it. And because they didn't sell it, the Republicans just manipulated them. You got to come on, this country's like not super smart. You got to sell that shit.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
Like if I was in charge, I would start running commercials tomorrow. Commercials about how I'm getting the tax returns.
So, look, that word's already out, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah. The future's looking up.
As Ronald Reagan once said, it's going to be morning in America. Right?
As Joe Strummer said, the future is unwritten.
Yeah. So in terms of Mueller, what did I say later this week?
You said tomorrow.
I said I said tomorrow is possible.
No, yeah, that's tomorrow's possible. Yeah, that's what you said. Tomorrow's possible, but you think before the end of the week, don't you? Before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Way before Thanksgiving.
Okay. Now how they had the unwritten rule that once like the thick of the campaign season came up, then we're not going to hear anything from Mueller. Is there a similar thing for the holidays? No. Like, is there a cutoff date before Thanksgiving that if it doesn't happen before Thanksgiving, then we're not going to hear until the 3rd or 4th week of January?
No. I mean, they might make something up, but no. I'm sure they'll be making up a lot of rules because that's what Republicans do. No, I think he's had this stuff ready to go.
Oh, we have learned about so many rules that I never knew existed in government over the past 2 years. It's just scary.
Yeah, well, Mitch McConnell and those guys make things up as they go.
The Biden rule.
Yeah.
The Biden rule gave us fucking Kavanaugh.
Oh yeah, another one. Well, hey, now that we have the majority back, we can open up all kinds of investigations. Maybe find out what really happened with Kavanaugh.
All right, now can I be a keg half empty guy for a moment?
No. But I can tell you're going to.
I'm going to. All right, yes, we can get a whole lot of investigations going on, but can't Trump now get a whole bunch of Supreme Court cases going on?
Supreme Court cases? How so, you mean?
Trump will find a reason to get election results sent to the Supreme Court.
No, he's not going to do that.
You think Trump isn't thinking of a way to do that?
I know how he thinks. He's.
I don't know. I think he will find a way to get some election results overturned by Kavanaugh.
No, he's
okay.
He's
All
got.
Right, I'm done being keg half empty guy.
He's what's keeping him up at night is his empire being exposed and losing the presidency. That's really what's keeping him up. That's what he's thinking about, the tax returns. I guarantee you. I know exactly how he thinks. Wow. And he's not going to sleep well tonight.
No, he's not. Well, he doesn't sleep well any night, but yeah.
His usual 4 hours is not going to. It's going to be cut back to 3 or 2.
Yeah, and whatever pills he's on, that's not real sleep.
Man, I've been laughing so hard when I was looking at that TV. I'm just laughing.
What is executive time going to be like tomorrow morning?
Who cares?
Oh man, I can't wait for the rage tweets. They're coming.
I just kept looking at that TV tonight. It kept going like blue seat.
Yep.
And yeah, like I know like there were a couple disappointments. I know like Beto O'Rourke, but don't worry about that. First of all, Beto O'Rourke is already in government. He's a congressman. Yeah. And he's going to run for president. He's got a big future ahead of him.
Yeah.
It was Texas. Like, it's amazing what he did.
Yeah, he did way better than he should have, than any other Democrat.
Ted Cruz won't be in there forever.
No.
And Beto's got a bright future ahead of him.
Look, Pelosi and the House are just going to completely neuter the Senate. What bills are they going to send over to him? They're not going to send any bills out to the Senate.
The Trump, like I said, the presidency is over. The agenda's dead. The wall is fucking dead. Any more stupid tax cuts for billionaires, dead. Hey, just pick any Trump thing and then put the word dead after it. Any agenda.
Nazis.
Well, they're whatever. But you get.
You didn't say dead. Come on, Nazis.
No, I'm talking about agenda items, not people.
Nazism isn't one of his agenda items.
Oh, white supremacy,
yeah.
As a concept,
it's dead.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, everything. I don't know what he's gonna do because he really hasn't done anything. Like he doesn't work, so I'm not sure what it'll change for him other than the fear of being exposed.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Nazis, you know what I believe begins on November 15th? The trial of the Nazi who will not be named that killed Heather Heyer in Charlottesville.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that starts on November 15th. His trial for first-degree murder.
No kidding.
Yeah. No, I'm not kidding. I want to see that Nazi fry.
Maybe Trump can go and sit there, act as a character witness, or Kavanaugh can go. Maybe he wasn't hanging out with him and Squee and who was the other ones? Big.
Oh man, look, I can't even remember those names. That was a month ago.
You know, Kavanaugh's been drunk for the last 2 months.
Oh, that guy's got a serious drinking. That guy is in such denial of his drinking.
Hey, I'm serious about those investigations. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying they're going to get Kavanaugh off the court, but the House Judiciary Committee or whoever's in charge of that, they can do all kinds of stuff. Yeah. At least dig up some dirt.
Wait, you think they can open up a new investigation into Kavanaugh?
They can do whatever they want.
What kind of scope are they going to have now, Trump?
Unlimited. Yeah. Like Trey Gowdy, all those Benghazi investigations.
That's right. How many times did they do that?
You can do whatever you want. It's our money.
Oh, it's payback time. Big
time. And like I said, I'm serious. Like, I hope the Democrats really understand that it's not, don't meet these people in the middle. Mm-hmm. It's payback time, man.
Yeah.
It's justice. I mean, as much as I joke about payback, this is about the scales of justice, bringing it back. Yeah. We just corrected them, and now we got to bring this back. Yeah. But yeah, I'm still going to be laughing. I mean, come on, you're going to be laughing like some of those people you know.
Oh, well, hey, I you know what? I got some people online I would love to laugh at publicly, but I'm not going to do it.
I mean, there's some guy who he posted a 1-star review of the Mueller Time podcast and was like, "You think there's going to be a blue wave?"
Yep.
So, I screenshot it. Mm-hmm. A little later.
All right, but their argument though, it's not a blue wave since the Republicans won the Senate, so you're not going to be able to call it a blue wave in their mind. It's a fucking blue wave.
Yeah, and not to keep emphasizing this, but they didn't win the Senate. They kept the Senate.
Correct.
Right.
Thank you for correcting me. I appreciate that.
That's how they think.
Yeah, you're right. I need to fix that.
That's what I'm saying. Like politics, it's an image thing too. That's what Trump gets that the Democrats have trouble with. I literally would put that in a commercial. Yeah, whatever. I'm not going to write the commercial, but you understand what I mean.
I do. Yes.
That's what Frank Luntz does, the word guy.
Okay.
He knows how to use words effectively. But yeah, you're right. I'll check out Fox tomorrow and see them crying.
Yeah, you need to see some of that.
Fox.
The mood you're in, yeah. You want to go rub it in some faces. Well, just at least watch some of it on Fox. Let's see how those snowflakes melt tomorrow.
Yeah, I think they'll be actually pretty consistent. Like I said, they've always acted like losers. So they're just going to keep this. Just puts them back where they want to be.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Right. I mean, what do you think is going to happen?
Look, I think Trump's going to pull some shenanigans to screw it all up and just ruin the good mood we're having today. That's what I think, because I'm still a keg half empty guy. Yeah. But I'm in a great mood, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah, we gotta help you out with that. We need to take you to like a Tony Robbins thing or something.
Oh no, thank you.
We need to make you more like me. That's what I'm really trying to.
Yeah, no, that ain't gonna happen. Yeah, we don't need 2 of you on this podcast. 1 of you is enough.
I cannot wait for this shit. Imagine Fuckabee Sanders tomorrow.
Well, what do you mean? We're not going to see her forever. She's done how many press conferences in the past 3 months? Yeah, she's not doing one for a while.
They are saying though that Sessions could be fired as early as tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
The Wednesday afternoon massacre. Does that start tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean
that's the first step. Then to get him out and to get Rosenstein out and to make the play to get Mueller fired.
Trump's going to look to shift the narrative, take the press off it. So it could be a caravan type story, or it could be just firing Sessions. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, the future is unwritten.
Yeah. Anything you want to cover there?
No, man. I just want to go have some fun and let's enjoy this.
Yeah. So if you guys want to follow us, we have the Mueller Time Facebook page, Mueller Time Pod on Twitter. My personal account is linked there, which you can find. It's Eric LeVay. And Chris is at low
progressive.
At low progressive.
How you doing, Cassie Dillon?
And then if you could leave us a review.
Or I should say, how you doing, Sears Al?
Nice. Plugging more D-list conservatives. I love it. And then nice. I like that. And then leave us a review if you could. That would be great. And then maybe share the podcast with someone.
Subscribe.
Subscribe is very important.
Again, thank you to all of our new subscribers. Thank you to all of our regular listeners. Thank you to everyone that launched us into the iTunes News and Politics Top 20 podcasts.